Dead weight. You could run a lot faster if you didn't have the proverbial ball and chain strapped to your ankles, slowing you down. Because everyday life is new and life is fresh, but we hold on to the things in life that we think give us security. And that's why big companies, for example, hold on to their legacy systems rather than reinventing themselves. But every day is fresh and every day is new. And one question that I like to ask myself is, what would I do in my business and my life if I was just starting over from scratch? Like, would I do all the stuff I normally do, or would I do something different? Because a lot of things in life are dead weight. I mean, it's very scary but liberating to just kind of like approach life as a blank slate and say, well, I've done something for 10 years, but do I want to do it for 10 years or one day? You know, like you could wake up and you could be an engineer and you could want to be a painter. Like I realize like life has transitions, but it's not easy to transition. And I'm not saying you should just go from thing to thing to thing, because sometimes you have a calling, and even though it's difficult, it's kind of like you, as you go through the process, it liberates you by being committed to things. But I'll give you another example. Sometimes people are addicted to things and they can't quit, and then one day they wake up and the craving is gone. Or, you know, it could be a craving to an addiction, like a relationship that is not healthy for you. You know, it's like you always want to change your brother, your sister, your spouse, and then one day you wake up and you're like, oh, they are who they are, and I'm gonna, you know, honor the relationship and not make it that important, or, you know, possibly transition out of it or whatever. And I think, you know, when we look at things in a new way, in a fresh way, Jeff Bezos says that every day in the company is day one, meaning that they're not tied to legacy systems. I mean, I think Amazon actually is tied to legacy systems, but the mindset's supposed to be that, you know, we're lean and we're mean. You know, Stephen Covey wrote a book called The Speed of Trust. And that, you know, when companies get very bureaucratic, that's when they start to break down, because everything is done for politics as opposed to actually getting results. And it's the same in your own life, basically, that if you're your own best friend and you like, I like myself and I don't have to do, you know, these 10 different things just because I've always done them that way. It's also mindset. I don't have to like view this person this way just because I've always viewed them that way. I mean, when you think about a person, instead of just like continuing to think of them the same way you thought about them yesterday, think about, what are the possibilities of how I could view this relationship? Do I want to see them the same way that I did yesterday? Maybe yes, maybe no. And, you know, try to get rid of some of the dead weight.